Today, we're diving into a really fascinating strategic idea, one that could totally reshape a critical piece of the AI puzzle. We're going to talk about a potential merger that could create the first ever full-stack AI governance platform and, what that really means for the future of AI in business. So let's start with the big question, the one every company using AI has to ask itself. Your systems are getting more powerful, more autonomous every single day. But do you really have control over what data they see, how they act, and what they say? For most companies, if they're being honest, the answer is not really. And that lack of control leads us straight into the heart of the problem, a situation you could basically call AI's governance mess. So let's break down what's actually happening under the hood with enterprise AI today. Okay, think about it like this. An enterprise AI system is one single connected chain. It kicks off with data, goes through agents and retrieval, into the model, and then finally to an output. But the tools we're using to manage this chain, they're a total patchwork. Each tool is built for just one little piece of that puzzle, and the crazy part is, they don't talk to each other at all. And this slide just shows the gaps perfectly. Just look at this table. Your data governance tools? Sure, they're great for that first data input stage, but they have zero visibility into what the model actually says. Then you have your LMM firewalls. They're supposed to police the model's output, but they're completely blind to the data that went in. And your MLOps tools? They monitor performance, but they don't enforce any policies. All those red X's, those are massive, critical blind spots in your AI security. And let me tell you, this fragmented approach is becoming downright dangerous. We've got autonomous agents, AI programs that can just act on their own, making real decisions. AI systems are plugging directly into our most sensitive company secrets. And if that wasn't enough, we've got major regulations like the EU AI Act that are now in effect. So the takeaway is clear: governance has rocketed from a nice-to-have to an absolute non-negotiable must-have. So if that's the problem, what's the solution? Well, this whole idea proposes a really powerful one, built by combining two very specific complementary companies. Let's meet the players. On one side, you have DAXA. Think of them as governing the in. They manage everything upstream, what data the AI can get its hands on, and how those retrieval agents can behave. Then, on the other side, you have Encrypt AI, and they govern the out. They're the downstream guardrails, managing what the AI system is actually allowed to say and do. You see? They're literally two sides of the exact same coin. So you can probably see where this is going, right? What happens when you snap these two specialized complementary pieces together? You get something completely new, the full stack vision. And this slide lays out the core idea so simply. It's elegant, right? Just combine DAXA's input governance with Encrypt AI's output safety. By merging these two, you create a single, seamless end-to-end solution. And by doing that, you'd be creating the industry's first ever true platform to govern the entire AI lifecycle. Just imagine a single, unified policy engine that sees and controls everything, from the second data is touched to how an agent behaves, all the way to the final word that the model spits out. But just putting these two together is really only half the story. The real power, the absolute game changer, is what happens when they start talking to each other. This creates what you could call a self-improving loop. As the source material puts it, that is just half the story. The real advantage that this combination unlocks looks like this. And what it unlocks is this dynamic feedback system that no standalone tool could ever hope to replicate. Okay, let's walk through this feedback loop, because this is really the secret sauce. First, step one. DAXA's system sees an agent trying to access a super high-risk, sensitive data set. Step two, it instantly pings Encrypt AI and says, hey, tighten up the output guardrails for this interaction, now. Okay, now let's flip it. Step three, Encrypt AI on the other end catches a toxic output or maybe a jailbreak attempt. So step four, it immediately signals back to DAXA to revise that agent's permissions, maybe even lock it out. It's this constant communication, this back and forth, that makes the whole system smarter and safer in real time. So the technology is obviously powerful, but why is this a winning move right now? Well, as it turns out, the timing for a deal like this could not be more perfect, and for a few key reasons. First off, the synergies are just undeniable. On the product side, you get one single policy engine for the entire AI lifecycle. Simple. For data, you get to combine logs from both the input and the output, which gives you incredible intelligence on risks. And for the business itself, you turn two niche point solutions into one essential must-have platform.
And the market? Oh, the market is absolutely screaming for this. The number of unpredictable AI agents out there is just exploding. Regulations aren't just suggestions anymore, they're in the enforcement phase. And maybe most importantly, enterprise buyers are just tired of juggling dozens of different tools. They want to consolidate. They want powerful integrated platforms, not more little boxes to check.
So the takeaway here is pretty clear. A merger like this isn't just a clever business move. It's basically the blueprint for the future of all enterprise AI infrastructure. And that leaves us with an even bigger question to chew on. We're seeing this trend in AI governance for sure, but could this full stack platform approach, this idea of a single tool managing an entire value chain, be the future for all enterprise software? It's definitely something to think about as this whole space just keeps on evolving.